Devarim, and Sefer. But there are still two issues that must be studied before you are equipped to syllabify almost every word in the Hebrew language. First, we must study Dagesh Forte and syllabification, and also how to tell the difference between Dagesh Forte and Dagesh Lene in a Begad Kafat consonant. That's the first issue that must be studied. And secondly, we must teach you how to identify a schwa as either vocal or silent. Once you have mastered these two issues, you will be able to divide most words into their syllables and thereby be prepared to pronounce Hebrew words correctly. Let's first study Dagesh Forte and syllabification. But we also need a few points of review with Dagesh Lene. You will remember from Chapter 2 that the Begad Kafat consonants can take a Dagesh Lene, hardening the sound of the consonant, and all consonants, except the gutturals and resh, can take a Dagesh Forte, doubling the consonant. Dagesh Lene does not affect syllabification. It affects pronunciation, but it does not affect how you divide words into syllables. The Dagesh Forte, however, does affect syllabification because it doubles the consonant. In terms of dividing a word into its individual syllables, a consonant with Dagesh Forte is split right down the middle. As you have seen in this chapter, we draw vertical lines to separate the individual syllables of a word. So how should you draw the line if you are attempting to split a doubled consonant in two? The answer, simply split the dot. That is, draw the line diagonally or vertically only to the dot that is the Dagesh Forte. Thereby, you will indicate the division of the doubled consonant. This is a little different than what we suggest in the grammar in section 3.5, but it will be both easier and clearer. Let's illustrate this point of syllabification using a word that appears in handout 3D. In category number 1, you will see the word atta. The dot that is in the tau of this word is a Dagesh Forte. You will learn why it is a Dagesh Forte and not a Dagesh Lene in a moment. As a Dagesh Forte, you understand that it doubles the consonant. That is, there are now two taus. So when you divide this word into syllables, having recognized this dot as a Dagesh Forte, simply draw a vertical or a diagonal line down to the dot. Now you have signified that this is a Dagesh Forte, and you have split the double tau. In terms of pronunciation, the sound of the tau will linger a bit longer or receive a bit more emphasis. Let me again pronounce the word. Atta. Now you understand how to divide a Dagesh Forte. You still must learn how to tell the difference between a Dagesh Forte or a Dagesh Lene in a Begad Kafat consonant. Obviously, they are both just dots, and so will look identical. But for purposes of syllabification, you must know whether the dot is a Dagesh Forte or a Dagesh Lene. Turn to handout 3D, section 3.5 in the grammar, and listen carefully. A Dagesh Lene can occur only in a Bagad Kafat consonant. A Dagesh Forte can occur in any consonant except the gutturals or resh. This means that Bagad Kafat letters can take either a Dagesh Forte or a Dagesh Lene. How can you tell which Dagesh is being used in a Bagad Kafat letter? There are three basic rules. Number one, the Dagesh in a Bagad Kafat consonant is a forte if preceded by a vowel. Let me repeat that. The Dagesh in a Bagad Kafat is a forte if preceded by a vowel. Again, look at the word at ta. Tau is a Bagad Kafat consonant. It has a dot in it. Is that dot Dagesh Lene or is it Dagesh Forte? You will observe that the tau is preceded by the vowel patha. That means that according to this rule, the dot in the tau is a Dagesh Forte. The second rule. The Dagesh in a Bagad Kafat is a Lene if preceded by a consonant. Again, let me repeat the rule. The Dagesh in a Bagad Kafat is a Lene if preceded by a consonant. Look at the example, mal-ka. The kaf is a Bagad Kafat consonant and it has a dot in it. The question is this Dagesh Lene or Dagesh Forte? The kaf is preceded by lamed with silent schwa. You will learn how to distinguish between vocal schwa and silent schwa in the next handout. But for the moment, you will observe that the kaf is preceded by the consonant lamed. That means, according to this rule, that the dot in the kaf is a Dagesh Lene. Now to the third rule. A Bagad Kafat letter at the beginning of a word normally takes a Dagesh Lene unless the previous word ends in a vowel. Let me repeat the rule. A Bagad Kafat letter at the beginning of a word normally takes a Dagesh Lene unless the previous word ends in a vowel. We illustrate this rule with the word davar. This word begins with a Bagad Kafat consonant, daleth, in which there is a dot. This dot must be a Dagesh Lene according to this rule. We told you above that there are two issues that must be studied before you are ready to syllabify most words. The first was to study Dagesh Forte and syllabification, and also how to distinguish between Dagesh Forte and Dagesh Lene in a Bagad Kafat consonant. You have now studied the first of these two issues.